All right, everybody, welcome to another episode of Tech Terminal from WillDom. My name is Chris Cox. I haven't been back in a while, but I'm glad to be able to connect with y'all today. I'm actually connecting with Rodrigo Parra again. Rodri, it's been a long time since we've chatted. Rodri is a managing director out of our Paraguay office and also one of our lead solution architects. So today we're going to kind of dive into artificial intelligence and machine learning and how to apply that to business. Rodri, great to be back.
Thank you, Chris. Great to be back indeed, especially discussing such an interesting and current topic such as AI and machine learning and how that can help other businesses and how we at WillDom use these tools to help our clients. Good to be back.
Yeah, awesome. So just to kind of set the stage and provide a little context, this year, one of the things that we're working on here at WillDom is providing AI and machine learning solutions designed for business success. So, one thing that comes to mind is like, any processes that are manual or other things that you kind of want to really optimize and transform your business. So for any listeners out there kind of struggling with the complexity of integrating AI and machine learning, I guess the first question, Rodri, is how can some of the solutions that we're working with this year make a difference?
I think WillDom's AI and ML, the way we use it, can help basically propel or speed forward your current initiatives, your current tech initiatives, or even manual processes, as you mentioned. So we've helped companies in the past who were struggling with inefficiencies, and using AI and ML, we've helped them solve those inefficiencies and tackle other problems, such as growth, for example, growth problems. So it's really hard to keep up with current trends and what's real and what's not in terms of AI and ML. We at WillDom can help our clients navigate that landscape and really apply these tools to solve the real problems they face day to day.
Sure. And when you mention like growth, are you talking about, do you specifically mean like scaling out a business, or as far as like the actual size, or bringing ideas to market faster, or kind of a combination of the two?
I think of it as a combination of the two. A lot of our clients in the past have struggled with acquiring new users for their platforms. So we have clients that have different platforms in the be it fitness space or other consumer-facing products that they want to expand, and they want to make it grow, basically. We've helped them through AI to improve the interactivity and the reach of their platforms, and ultimately that leads to more conversion and more users, which was their goal originally.
Yeah, and what does that look like? So for example, using AI and machine learning to I guess engage more users and promote more engagement with an application or with a website or whatever the case may be. Kind of what did that look like for you, as you were working on that project in the fitness space? Kind of what did that look like?
That was a really interesting one, actually. So we found through product analytics that one of the key driving factors for conversions from free user to subscriber was how many content people consumed on the platform while on the free trial. This is a streaming platform we're talking about. So the key driver for the project was, how do we make those free users, how do we present really relevant and engaging content to those users while they are on their free trial? Through historical data of like past views from existing users, what we did was we trained a recommender system using a cloud provider solution, also AWS personalized. So that helped us present the content after a short survey, present content that was really relevant for each user, tailored to each user, one might say, and which only got better after a user watched some videos. So if you were really interested in, let's say, HIIT training, the algorithm picks that up pretty quickly and starts showing you specific content that knows you would be interested in. That really helped during like improving conversion on that particular client.
Yeah, I think one of the things that we value here at WillDom obviously is having innovation at the center of everything we do. And what's cool about AI and machine learning is there's no like one size fit all obviously solution for every company. Every company is going to have different situations and different products and different business outcomes. I have a two-part question for the next one, but first I kind of want to. The first part would be, to me, I understand at a pretty high level, right? So I've never really gotten into the weeds, quite as deeply as you have. I guess I'm curious to know, and obviously there's some overlap here, but how would you describe the difference between artificial intelligence on its own and machine learning, right? So in the context of kind of what you just described, where the algorithm was learning based on user input and then kind of teed up certain content to them that helped to drive conversion.
You can think of, that's a pretty common question. You can think of machine learning as a subset of artificial intelligence, really. So every machine learning algorithm you can think of as an artificial intelligence algorithm as well, but not every AI algorithm applies machine learning necessarily. That being said, machine learning is sort of the most popular flavor of AI nowadays, in particular because of the way it leverages existing data. So if we go back in time and do a little bit of a history lesson here, AI started with this really simple, one might say, systems called expert systems. That was kind of ironic because basically you just ask the person in charge, the person with domain knowledge,
Sure.
the rules used day to day, and try to code that into a bunch of if and else statements. So programmers nowadays like to make fun of that. Like sometimes AI is just a bunch of if and else statements, and that's that. And if it's good for your particular scenario, well, that's great. Now, the cool part that has been sort of unraveling from the past few years has been that we don't need to ask someone the rules anymore. We can just look at past historical data, like the example I just described, and sort of try to come up with these rules or have some algorithms discover these patterns and code the rules for us. And that's been really interesting and powerful in several domains, as you mentioned.
Yeah. So that's interesting, and I think that's valuable for a lot of listeners out there because everybody kind of throws the terms those two terms around interchangeably, and there's actually a pretty distinct difference to your point, right? So I guess the second part of the question is for somebody who approaches WillDom, what does that process look like, right? Because we one of the models that we work with, as you know, is we can provide an entire dedicated project team to develop a software application, and so you can have the software piece, and then you can also integrate it as the product grows. You can integrate AI and machine learning into that product to kind of help drive certain business outcomes, right? So I guess, and that's a huge roadmap, and that's a huge product with tons of complexities. I guess what sets us apart as a leader in this space, if someone were to approach us and say, hey, what's the process look like? How exactly are we going about trying to offer this tailored solution? Because like we said, there's not a one size fit all approach for these kind of projects. Rather, every single project has to be looked at through a different lens based on what the business is trying to achieve. So I'm kind of curious to get your thoughts on that. Like, if someone were to come to us, kind of what differentiates us in that sense?
To me, the key differentiator is that we can help your project at every stage of the way, pretty much. So like you mentioned, there's lots of complexities and different stages to every tech project. WillDom can help from ideation with very talented and skilled product managers that can help sort of bring your idea from just a thought to at least a Figma design. That Figma design can then be with proper user research converted into code by a team of our talented developers. And finally, as you launch the product to market and start collecting data, we can help you apply AI and ML and other predictive analytic tools to improve it. And the good news, the good thing I would say is that if you work with us, we keep that in mind throughout the process. So it's good that since day one, since the product manager or designer helps you build the initial concepts for your idea, we have software development, and then artificial intelligence solutions in mind. So I think of it like an end-to-end pipeline where WillDom can help at every stage.
Sure. Yeah, definitely. I think that's kind of aligned with the way that, me working from the standpoint of engaging new clients or existing clients that are trying to transform whatever it is that they're working with, that pretty much aligns with, how I would kind of tee that off to somebody like you, right, who would come in and kind of help discover a little bit more. So kind of on that note, for the listeners, one thing that we are promoting this year is that, obviously a lot of this can seem very daunting at first. And as your product grows and becomes more complex, there's so many data points that you can look at to try and, do something meaningful with artificial intelligence and machine learning, right? So we are actually offering this year a free AI consulting session where we kind of look at it as a discovery call to see what you've got going on, what are your goals over the next, 18 to 24 months, and kind of how we can, start to leverage AI and machine learning in small bits, right? Small steps to kind of lead up to that. So, Rodri, kind of what does that initial discovery call look like? Considering that it's obviously a long journey, but we want to start somewhere and iterate to, what our end goal is.
The free consultation call is really a great way to get started on your company's journey towards AI and ML. It allows us as WillDom to delve deeper into your data and into your particular problems, which, like you say, they're different from domain to domain. So let's say we can assess, firstly, whether you're collecting data the right way. Are you consolidating your data? There's a lot of data engineering effort that comes before actually building an AI or ML system. So that's part one. And then if you do have that data, we together basically establish a plan moving forward to apply ML and to leverage that data using AI and ML tools. And that changes from domain to domain. Be it you want to either increase conversion or decrease your retention in a subscription business. That's something we probably can help with. Or if you have an e-commerce shop and you want to increase the number of bundles or product bought together from clients, that's also something we can look at from an AI's perspective, just trying to figure out which products are frequently bought together and put that in front of the client more often. So there are different sorts of initiatives. There's no one size fits all, no silver bullet in this domain, but that initial call helps us establish a plan for the future and basically a roadmap for your company to become more AI and machine learning friendly, one would say, or savvy.
For sure, definitely. And I think there's a lot of value to be found in those calls, especially, like I said, it's a daunting task, right? Trying to implement this over time and figuring out, where do you start, right? With so much data, especially if you've collected some amount of data from the beginning, it's kind of challenging to find that guidance and know what and figure out what direction you want to go in. So yeah, definitely a call that's super valuable for people that that we have worked with in the past, and folks that we hope to work with in the future. Rodri, I want to thank you for sharing your valuable insights with us today. It's been amazing again to connect. I know it's been a long time since we've got to do one of these, but there's definitely more to come. For the listeners, thanks again for tuning into another episode of WillDom Tech Terminal. Until next time, stay curious, keep innovating, and let's see if we can unlock the potential of AI and machine learning together. See you guys next time.